If any of the creators in this video shudder in disgust at the mere mention of my name moving forward, it's because of this video. Couple things before we get started. You might be aware that I did make a post a while back where you guys gave me suggestions for collabs, and although I reached out to everyone you mentioned on that post, some people were just busy and couldn't participate. I decided that I would ask a bunch of creators about their returning monster picks for wilds, and then I would judge them. Thing is, I didn't tell them that I was doing the second part. You know me, I'm a fucking goblin. I arranged them in a pretty random order, as there are people that have been in my channel before and people who haven't, which is why you'll notice sometimes I'll give people a bit of an extra introduction, is because they haven't been around before. I seriously cannot stress this enough. Go check out all their links in the description. They are more than worthy of your subscription and your viewership, so please do go over to their channels if you haven't already. Anyway, I bet you can't wait to see me get cancelled, so let's get started with our first victim. I mean, Yellow.
Pô, caralho, pá, foda-se.
Fuck long sword, lancer do caralho, tá a fazer flint. Fez o que fizeste, caralho. Agora o jogo tá todo fodido, é tua culpa tua.
Essa puta desse taca.
Rurikhan, the gunlanceman, the man with the gunlance.
Yes, that's me.
I have a question for you. It's the most important question of your life. It will decide the future of the Monster Hunter community, and if you fuck it up, we're doomed.
Wait, I need some time to prepare myself. Like, what the hell, dude?
One pick for a returning monster for wilds. Which one is it?
I mean, that's easy. It's Duran Moran.
Duran Moran. I would ask the follow-up question, this is when you first met Duran Moran, but it's only in one game.
That's fairly easy. It was when I started playing Monster Hunter for Ultimate on the 3DS. Damn, it was right at the beginning of the game, too.
It's funny, because I literally started playing Monster Hunter for you not long ago.
You started playing Monster Hunter for me? You're so nice.
Yeah, oh my god, that's such a good joke. Why did I not think about that earlier?
I mean, he should come back because I really like the idea of fighting monsters in a moving vehicle of some sorts. It's something that I've always enjoyed since I've done Duran Moran for the first time. Hell, I've enjoyed it even before that because there's a similar type of engagement in Lost Planet 2 where you're taking over this ship and then you go on the ship and you have to load this cannon, which it's almost like a parallel to Duran Moran if you think about it, but people would have to have played Lost Planet 2 to know about that. But these are both two Capcom games. But yeah, I like that idea of like going on a moving vehicle and hunting a monster at the same time. As a matter of fact, when we got to the end of Sunbreak, I was super excited because there's a big ship with Dragonators and all things. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to fight the final monster in the sea. And then we didn't. My Portuguese blood was boiling. I'm like, bro, we're fighting on a ship, just like my ancestors back in the day. Obviously, the Duran Moran is one of the best examples that would definitely suit this game. I mean, I've asked for the Duran Moran back in Sunbreak as well, so yeah.
We're just gonna keep asking until it happens.
Yeah, exactly. I was going, Duran Moran next time for sure, boys. We'll get him next
100%.
time. It's not even my favorite monster or anything. I just kind of miss a fight like
Yeah, I know, you like the pinecone pigeon.
What did you call my boy?
Bro, his head is a pinecone.
Okay, fine. Be that way. Sure.
Yeah, this is the last time this guy's talking to me, by the way.
Absolutely. Absolute disrespect of my boy Basil. I can't believe you would say this.
Let me just make one thing clear. I don't hate Basil. His RGB cousin, on the other hand, can suck a dick. I think Duran Moran would be awesome. I mean, looking at how Wilds has all the sand boats going on, I mean, we see them at literally the beginning of the game. I feel like a raid like this would be awesome. And like Rurikhan said, having a fight take place like in the middle of a moving vehicle just sounds really cool. So I'm gonna say that he cooked. Based pick. Well done. Hello?
Ark, we finally meet. After all this time.
Zach, aka the HunterNotez, I love your shelf behind you. Like,
What's your favorite here?
I think the spinning Pokeball.
Oh, really? You can see that well? Dang. Son.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, boy.
Okay, so what's in it?
Is it Mew?
Charizard.
Close enough. I got a question for you, and it's probably the most important question I will ever ask you.
Okay. I'm ready.
You get one pick only. One pick
What?
for a returning monster for wilds.
What the heck? Edit this part out, but I made a list of... I guess I'm... no.
It really sounds like I'm making you suffer. The worst hasn't even happened.
Huh?
Don't you worry about that.
I guess I'm ready, because I don't think anyone's going to pick this, and I really like this monster. Tetsukabra.
Ah, Tetsuka. I mean, he got plenty of love because he wasn't in Rise.
That's why I'm mad. And so his armor is sick. I love that he's a big angry frog, and like now that Chatakabra is in the game, like maybe Tetsukabra, your boy could come in. Like you were saying in Rise, the baby was there. So I was like, sure. Later in the game, I was like, oh yeah, no, Tetsukabra's in this game for sure. All of the Rise and all of Sunbreak, I'm like, where's my boy? As soon as I saw him, I was like, yo. I love that he's like this giant tusked frog who just like squares up with you. And he's like, what's good? He's just like this big sumo wrestler. He like even does like the leg stomp and stuff. And like, he just picks up huge rocks. Cause you'll see him and you're like, oh, he's kind of menacing, but pff, he's a frog. And then he's like, pulls a giant
Just
rock out of the ground.
throws
You're
a
like,
boulder
"Oh."
at you. Sorry, bro, but I am definitely saving this face for later. Tetsukabra is honestly based. We should have seen him in Rise. Like, Rise had the whole thing of throwing in smaller monsters dotted around the world to make us think that we're gonna see the bigger versions, and we didn't. So well done, HunterNotez. Based pick. That's 2 for 2, baby.
Can you hear me?
Bonjour.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Ça va bien, et toi?
Wow, you can speak French!
That's basically all I can do.
But the accent is good. Congratulations.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, very good for someone who disses French all the time. I'm very impressed.
Nyx,
Yes,
what monster do you want to see in Wilds?
Rajang.
Really?
The one, the big monkey, yeah.
You saved me. Why?
Monkey.
I'm a big Rajang fan. I know how to imitate him as well. Very well.
Do you know how to imitate him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have like this ongoing love story with Rajang since Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and I remember that the moment I really noticed that I was ready to invest time in Monster Hunter Endgame was with the guild quest, with the Rajang 140, not 240, it would be a bit too much, 240. You know these quests that you could up Endgame on For You? Have you ever played For You?
I am actually doing my first For You playthrough right now.
Ah, okay. In For You, you don't have the hyper monsters, you have the apex monsters.
Oh,
And
yes.
basically,
Inflicted
the
with the
more
frenzy.
you do the quest, yeah, exactly. The more you do the quest, then the harder the quest is gonna be. The more, I don't know, like they're gonna hit you harder. They're gonna have more HP, blah blah blah. And there was one with Rajang. So at first Rajang is regular, and then it turns into a complete beast. And I don't know, I just enjoyed the fight. I felt it was demanding because, you know, a lot of people were struggling against it, and it felt like really, you know, like Monster Hunter, like proof of a hero stuff. Like you just need to take it down, and it was taking you a lot of time and me questing you to be very efficient and coordinated. And yeah, I kind of miss this Rajang because I consider the one in Iceborne and in
Oh, he was
other
easy.
games
He was
very easy. Yeah, I would like to see like a full force Rajang. It would be really cool. And in my opinion, a Yan Kutku, a very high level, is 10 times more dangerous than a Rajang. Like, people need to realize that. All the people that are gonna play Wilds and they're like, oh, Kutku is so cute. Yeah, wait till it destroys you, bro. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh, it was all going so well. You see, Nyx and I actually recorded for over half an hour. It was our first time meeting, and we got along really well until she said Rajang. I don't like him for the same reason that I don't like Lagombi or Kirin. It feels like I'm chasing him more than I'm actually fighting him. So I'm sorry, but when it comes to my opinion, Rajang can eat a big fat dick. Hey, girl. Ah! Kickster. Give me a monster that you want to see back in Wilds.
I mean, you already know what I'm gonna say, right?
It's Hypnocatrix, isn't it?
It's Hypnocatrix.
I fucking knew it!
He's so fucking cool. Like, even though he's such a simple design, I really like him.
His design looks better than Yonkaku. I'm just gonna say it. He looks better in my opinion. He looks like an actual bird.
Yeah.
How many games is Hypnocratrix in again?
He was introduced in the first Frontier, and then Freedom Unite, and then it's just stayed in Frontier since.
Wait, so he started in Frontier and then came to Freedom Unite?
I'm pretty sure. Let me look this up real quick. He was the same with Lavasioth.
I was always told that Lavasioth was the first monster that started in Frontier and came to the mainline.
Nope.
Oh my, I'm a little bit mind blown right now. Holy shit. And I gotta ask, why is it that you want to see
Because when you fight him in Freedom Unite, there's like this certain area theme that plays, and I just love it to death so much, and I want to hear that in like HD quality.
Oh, like, do you reckon they would remake a bit of the theme?
I would hope so. A bird wyvern that isn't like Great Jaggy or Velocidrome.
You know, he's kind of like at the same level of Malfestio for me, because he actually looks like a bird.
I forgot about Malfestio. Put him back in.
Yeah, we need more birds.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the part where I would rate the monster, but I can't do that just yet because there was someone else that wanted to see Hypnocratrix back. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only animator legend within the Monster Hunter community, TeaCommonShark.
Hi. Oh, hey. Oi. 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 Oh. Hi. Oh, hey.
Listen, T, I'm sorry, but I'm turning you into a marketable plushie. With both of them talking so highly of this bird, I just have to say I want them to be in there. I really did mean what I said to Kiki in the sense of I want to see more bird monsters that actually resemble birds. But since I've never fought Hypnocratrix, I feel like I cannot really give it a fair judgment, and I'm going to just let them cook. Skoj! Tell me a monster, or rather, tell me the returning monster that you want to see in Wilds.
Oh, Celtus and Celtus Queen.
I thought you were just gonna say Celtus. Like, just Celtus. No Celtus Queen needed.
No
Just
Queen.
Celtus. Why specifically Celtus and Celtus Queen out of all the insects that we have around? Why not Nursilla?
We've had like a spider monster already with
Lalabarina?
Well, yeah, we have Lalabarina now too, and we have another spider monster in Rise, and then there's another one before that. So it's just, well, not in World, but you know, it's like a lot of spiders going on. I think we just need more insects in general. Like, imagine a Hercules beetle as a monster. The fight is definitely drastically different compared to like all the other fights we usually see. Like, we see like a lot of similarities with a lot of the flying wyverns and the brute wyverns and so on.
This is not something that I would usually say about one of my friends, but he is right. We do not have a lot of insect monsters that aren't arachnids. Celtus and Celtus Queen are such a unique tag team, something that we need to see more of, and I hope that they come back in Wilds to inspire some future fights that are similar to them. Well done, Skoj. Based pick. Hello?
So.
Hey, the first furry in the video.
What does that mean? The fuck?
You heard what I said. Liz, about this part of the video, I think people are losing their attention span, so if you would please.
Up, down, up, down, up, down.
That's our girl! Liz, aka forestraider.
Hi.
Because I'm a benevolent, godlike human being. I'm
Right.
giving you a pick for your returning Monster Hunter Wilds monster, so go ahead and tell me what it is.
Nargacuga.
That was so fast, damn! When did you first meet Nargacuga? Because he's in like a bajillion, million, trillion games.
Generations Ultimate.
Really? That's like
Yeah.
halfway through his lifespan, isn't it?
I did start with 3U, but I don't think I met Nargacuga until later. And then I started playing GU a lot more, and then I finally went back to 3U later, but yeah, no, I think it was GU. He's got a million different variants at this point.
Yep. Green Nargacuga. Shout out to Green Nargacuga. What does Green Nargacuga even do?
Good question. I don't remember.
Frankly, I would love to see Nargacuga back because his female armor set is just gorgeous. And now that you can equip that on men, oh, that's what I want to see. I want to see a burly ass dude in like a scaled bra.
You got the fishnet stuff going.
That's gonna be so hot. I'm straight, by the way.
Could have fooled me.
But out of all the monsters that you could have chosen, my dear furry friend, why Nargacuga?
It's just a very unique monster where it's like, it moves very quickly, and I know a lot of people find that frustrating, but I think it's a very interesting monster to be able to adapt to. So for example, like Tigrex, you know, it runs all the time. Nargacuga, on the other hand, has a lot of very flashy, cool moves. Like it flips, it dips, it moves around super fast. It's got the cool like eye stuff that's going on whenever it gets enraged. So I think it's a fun, unique monster that should come back always, every single time, please. Capcom. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I'll bounce again for you.
Yeah! No, come on, Capcom, you gotta do it now. Again, this would be where I would do the rating of this monster, but there was actually somebody else that wants to see Nargacuga back. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you one of the best beards within the entire Monster Hunter community, TeraRyza. How's it going? The man with 1,000 guides and teaches you how to beat Fatalis with a rock.
That's me. What's up, dude? I get one pick for a monster? It's got to be Nargacuga, and I'm going to tell you why, all right? Nargacuga is one of the best introduced monsters ever in the Monster Hunter series. You got a monster that is the main monster, if you will, the flagship monster of a game, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, which was the modern-day Iceborne expansion of Monster Hunter World, but for Monster Hunter Freedom 2, way back in the day, right?
Okay, I hear you, but go ahead, elaborate a bit more on this.
Nargacuga stalks its prey. It hides in the shadows. It zips around and flies around you. It throws like knives, like throwing knives from its tail at you in a way, like its own spikes and stuff. It hunts you with like blades on its arms, stuff like that, you know? It's like a bat, but it's like a cat. And it's, I don't know, it's just a really cool monster, man. And they've had a lot of cool...
Holy crap, I thought this man was gonna go rap God on me real quick. The bars, dude.
I mean, you know, I'd be dropping some bars sometimes, but real talk though, Nargacuga's had a lot of cool iterations, you know, like with Lucent Nargacuga, it like goes invisible and stuff. And so Nargacuga, I feel like, is one of the most underrated flagships. Even though Nargacuga, I know, is popular, I still feel is kind of underrated.
Plus, his gear always looked pretty cool, and if I remember right, it was actually meta in Rise and in some older titles for a good while.
That's another thing too. His weapons back in the day they all had 50% affinity on them. It was broken, dude. They wanted him to be cool, man. They wanted you to feel good for hunting that son of a bitch.
Nargacuga is a complicated one for me. Not because I don't like the monster. In fact, I love him, and I think that he's a fun fight, regardless of whether it's base Nargacuga or the variants that he has. But he's one of those guys that I like him, but his friends, not so much. But honestly, based, you guys picked the best out of the 3, like, classic flying wyverns. What can I say? Like I said in the beginning of this video, some channels will be given a bit more of an in-depth, detailed sort of introduction, mainly because they haven't been on the channel before, and I want you, the viewer, to know a bit more about them so you can go and check them out. But this next channel is like an upcoming Monster Hunter channel. They're not really well known, and they make good content, so I think that you guys should definitely check them out. I don't really know how to give them a proper introduction though, so how should I put this? You guys ever heard of ArekkzGaming? What are you guys' like team name? Is it Paradise 9? Is it 2-6 Central?
We haven't thought of a name.
That's team name. They both have quite a ring to them there.
Fellas, I got a very important question for you. Potentially the most important question you guys have ever been asked in your life. Give me a pick for a returning monster for Wilds. Obviously anything that's been... Okay, whoa, that was quick, damn!
I'm joking.
Can we just start again?
Do we just go straight in, or do you want like you want some clues?
You mentioned this earlier, Paradise. It was a monster that was released about 2 years ago, but was never in the mainline series?
A little bit more than 2 years. It was a little bit more than 2 years ago.
If I guess this right, my ego's gonna blow through the roof. Is it Altura? Is it?
I can only blame myself. I gave you too many clues before we started.
Well,
here's the thing, right? Wilds is a big world. It's bigger. It's seamless. They could do, you know, because it's the worm first, right? And there's the big holes in the ground. Then you fight the actual...
Oh my god, I did not think of it like that. That makes so much sense.
It never got an armor set, and we never got to see it. Like, I want to see it in a main game. I want to hunt it. I want to see the armor set. I want to see all the weapons and stuff. It will be sick. It will be sick.
Do you think it would be like a regular hunt, or would it be like a kind of like a siege hunt? Because Altura is quite big.
I'll take anything at this point. It could be a regular hunt. It could be a siege hunt. But I think maybe a siege will do well, like Cove Torf style.
It was a while ago now that I've actually fought it in stories. But I don't know. It's a cool monster. There's not really many monsters that have that like design. Best monster, not been in a main game, looks really cool, has mechanics, has the two-faced thing with the worm, and we got Balaharas. You never know.
Now, some people here might just say that I'm sucking up to the big content creators, but I do not give a fuck. I am so unbelievably happy that someone brought up Holtora. I could go on for hours repeating what me and the Arekkz boys have already said, but I'm just gonna say this is a dangerously based pick. Pepperoni pizza pasta.
Pepperoni.
Duplex! Oh, I got a question for you, bud.
What is that question, my nice man?
How big is it?
Average, maybe above average, maybe below average. It's 1 inch above average.
So 2 inches.
No, more like 1.5.
Let's go! No! Tell me a returning monster for wilds that you want to see. Just one.
It's Gormagala. It's fucking Gormagala. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Okay.
Wow, the emo kid picked the emo dragon. I am fucking shocked.
Up. If I ask you the same question and you ask you who do you want back in Night Rain, wouldn't you answer me Artorias?
No.
Monster Hunter Wild. It's a perfect reboot of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. So, seeing him somehow fit into the ecology of it all and maybe alter the ecosystem in the way that he was supposed to in the original 4 Ultimate would be very, very fucking sick. Because I'm an edgelord and my whole personality revolves around him. So
I never thought I would say this in my life, but Duplex is right. Gormagala is just cool. I mean, it's Gormagala. He has Shigaru by his side. He has Chaotic, which is also just amazing. But we did just see him in Sunbreak. So because I want to be fair and give other monsters the chance to be in the spotlight, and because I want to despite Duplex, I'm gonna say no, he should not return, because I want another monster to have a chance. Hey, Violet.
Yes, hello.
How pink do you feel today on a scale from 1 to bubblegum?
Oh, wow, definitely bubblegum. I feel like super bubblegum today. The most bubblegum.
What kind of taste of
Extra
bubblegum? Extra bubblegum?
Do you know the pink one?
The
Yeah,
pink one?
what's the pink one?
What's
the pink one? There's the
Bubblegum?
bubblegum one. I think it's just bubblegum for
It's
you.
just bubblegum flavor.
Yeah.
A pick for a returning monster for wilds.
So I really struggled over this because I actually had 2 monsters. One of them I think could be possible, but the one I actually settled on, I think is very impossible, but I don't care. Going completely against what you might assume of my nature, I chose a certain elder dragon.
I know what it is. It's Valhazak.
It is. You're right. It's Valhazak.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I freaking love Valhazak. Valhazak is so sexy and just and just completely badass, fucking skeletal, grotesque. I just love it. I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. First off, the design just blew me away. When I saw the design, I was like, oh my god, this monster. Yeah, I even have a Valhazak plushie now.
You do?
I do. Like someone lovely from my community got me a Valhazak
Picks or
plushie.
it didn't happen?
Yeah. Okay. Picks. Here you go. Picks.
This is probably one of the most mind-boggling picks because here you see this cute little pink lady picking the most horrific-looking elder dragon. It's base, though. I'm not gonna lie. Valhazak is so cool. Really well done, Say. Yellow.
Hello.
How's it going?
All good, all good. Getting lots of W's in Marvel Rivals, so.
Dark Hero,
Mm-hmm.
tell me a monster that you would like to see as a returning title.
Oh shit, okay, let's see. Oh, there's so many. I want to say Yamatsukami, just because he's a little bit of an oddball, and the only time we've been able to hunt him, it was honestly not a great fight, and he's more spectacle than anything else. But I feel like if they put as much effort into some of the big fights from the 5th gen into Yamatsukami, I think that they could come up with something amazing.
So when did you actually see Yamatsukami? When did you meet this monster?
I honestly have no idea. I think it's at the end of the hub quest for Freedom Unite. I think it's just having this very otherworldly design, completely alien to everything else that you see in Monster Hunter. The cutscene that you get whenever you get the Yamatsukami intro, you still get this feeling of dread and kind of terror, like there's a menacing presence and you fear it, but you also at the same time feel like it doesn't even acknowledge you as a threat. It's like it's just doing its own thing, it doesn't care about you. When he opens his mouth during the fight, you get to see his teeth, and it's so gnarly.
That's
it's
horrifying, yeah.
Again, otherworldly being that does not resemble anything that we have in the world of Monster Hunter, and that's what makes him so memorable for me.
I think it's the closest thing we've ever gotten to actually fighting Cthulhu himself.
Yeah, exactly.
This might not shock you guys because I've been saying this for a while with like the Duran Moran pick from Rurikhan earlier. I want fantastical siege hunts. But the reason as to why I'm not bumping this up to base is because I never fought Yamatsukami. I don't know how to make his fight better. I don't have any constructive feedback here. I'm just gonna let Dark Hero cook, honestly. I trust them. Next up is one of the dudes who has some of the best lance takes I've ever heard in the entirety of the community. Give it up for NovaBushido. What monster, returning monster, do you want to see in Wilds?
Well, for me personally, it would probably have to be Ignator.
Glacial or regular?
That's the thing. I love both of them, but I think you have to bring regular first, right? It just makes sense. To be honest, Glacier has a really special place in my heart because back in Free For You, his armor gave you what? Guard up, and I think Fencer.
Yeah, his lance set was incredible.
It was the lance set for me back in the day. It's what I ran pretty much through all G rank. So that's what I would love. But I think regular, he's great too. I loved him since Try. I think he deserves it, you know. It's that beak, man. I can't make the sound, but that beak
the
sound.
Machine gun sound.
Yeah, that one. We need that. Mechanics-wise, he just adds a lot to how you need to deal with the game. He has tremors. He's all over the place. He's fast-paced, but he's also large, which is quite unique. You don't normally see large and fast monsters in really at all much in Monster Hunter. So it's quite nice to see. He has interesting moves as well with his beams. Anywhere you fight him, if there's a ceiling, him being able to go up in the ceiling, come down on you is great. And I think also his hardening mechanic is a really cool mechanic to fight around. You know, when it's softened because he went into the lava, it encourages you to attack the legs and his hands, so you can topple over, so you can get some more damage in. I think it's a really good way to teach people how to focus on certain parts of a monster. So yeah, there's so much about him that I just love.
Now, NovaBushido was a guy that not only I really enjoyed meeting because he's a cool person, but also because his monster pick was based. It was criminal to see the smaller versions in Rise and Sunbreak but not see the full thing because he would have fit that game so well, but hopefully his delay there meant that he is coming back at full throttle for Wilds. This next person is probably the easiest one to introduce in this video because she is just so sweet. And no, that is not a pun to her name, but ladies and gentlemen, give up to the amazing speedrunner and also incredible funny content creator, CakeofPokke. Hello, pretty lady.
Hi, Ark. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks.
Cake, I need you to tell me your pick for a returning monster for Monster Hunter Wilds.
That's a good question. I like to see CakeofPokke, to be honest. Mainly because it gave me my rapid fire normal 3 light bowgun and Freedom Unite. That's a tell, LVD. The color scheme is awesome. The equipments look badass.
I'm not gonna lie, he does look more fun than regular Blagonga.
Right? Also, it's a fun monster to fight. I just wanted to see them all in next-gen graphics.
Oh yeah, like looking at how they made a Rurikhan, I bet that Copper Blagonga would look insane.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. Take it easy, Ark.
This is gonna be a pretty quick rating, because as much as I do like regular Blagonga, I've never fought Copper Blagonga. But what I do know is that I do like regular Blagonga enough to trust Cake's judgment here. So I'm gonna say let her cook. This next fella is someone that I am proud to share my Portuguese nationality with, and he is actually a guy that has really interesting and deep takes within the Monster Hunter community. Give it up for XZaguer.
Nergigante.
And so I need to ask, why Nergigante?
In my opinion, it has one of the best fights in whole Monster Hunter, especially the 5th generation. The way it fights and the way it engages with the hunters is just phenomenal. It is an amazingly difficult but engaging fight.
Did you know that the way that Nergigante reproduces is through one of his spikes turning into a baby?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious. They reproduce by one of their spikes becoming so fully developed that they can become a Nergigante baby.
Knowing that he's an Elder Dragon and they are completely whack in comparison to the rest of the roster because the others behave more like animals and Elder Dragons are more like whack. I can see that happening. I think there's another monster that kind of behaves. Miles Morales. No, not Miles Morales. That's the Spider-Man thing.
Miles Morales is my favorite monster.
The final boss.
Dia Morales?
Yeah, Dia Morales. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, he is a black dragon. He also reproduces, but he can regenerate from its heart. If you carve its heart, he can regenerate from that.
Okay, how could I not put this in based, right? It's Nergigante. He is awesome. Bring him back. Next up is a creator whose icon is actually the monster that he loves, but I pressed him to give me an answer other than his favorite monster. Big round of applause for the one and only cr-volcanic. Yellow.
Hello.
Yo, what up, dude? Let's just get to it. cr-volcanic, my boy. So
Yes, sir, yes,
what
sir.
monster do you want to see back in Wilds?
You kind of have to rep the favorite, and then you kind of also want to try and figure out like the underdog pick, because you know everybody's got the easy pick. Everybody wants their guy in.
I wonder who this guy's favorite monster is.
You've seen my fucking channel logo. Oh yeah, no, green
Yeah.
Plesioth, by the way.
Yeah, you strike me as a green Nargacuga kind of guy.
The boring real answer is Geostrut. It's the boring real answer because it's the obvious favorite. It's my fucking like logo and everything. There's a lot of really good answers. The gut instinct at this very second, which would change if you asked me again in like an hour, is Duramboros. He's the only brute that got axed out of 5th generation. He's sick as hell. He'd look awesome in like full HD and everything. They got a big new forest map that he can go running around smashing trees and whatnot. It feels like we're finally getting maps that can accommodate for, you know, stuff like a Gammoth, like a Duramboros, like a Gravios.
True. When was the first time you met Duramboros?
Duramboros would have been Gen Ultimate, because unfortunately I didn't have my 3DS when 3 Ultimate came out. Frontier would have been around for like 3 years at that point, so I saw some of that stuff like, what the hell is that?
Frontier
I don't know how
monsters
to...
are a different breed of crazy.
Yeah, that would have been another like really great grab bag of answers, but then you're gonna have to have me sifting through Frontier monsters for like 30 minutes to see if I had to pick one to get in.
No, Duramboros is a great pick, honestly.
No, I think, again, if ask me in 2 hours, it's a different answer, but right now I think Duramboros would be a really, really good one.
I just gotta say, out of all the Brute Wyverns, I think Duramboros is easily one of the best ones in the whole category. It wouldn't be anything too shocking to say that my boy cr-volcanic here was dangerously based. Last but definitely not least is one of the creators that has one of the most impressive track records for challenges within Monster Hunter World and Iceborne. Like seriously, this guy needs some sort of Guinness World Record or something. Put your heads together for Tails from GiddyFoxGaming. So Tails, not to confuse with Tails from Sonic, this is a better Tails. This is Monster Hunter Tails, therefore it's instantly better.
The name actually comes from Sonic, though. That's where I got the nickname from.
I figured. I was like, what other character is out there that is referenced to Tails? Now, it could just be being extremely ignorant, but I don't know any.
No, literally, it's because I can't brand Tails. And so the channel is GiddyFoxGaming because Tails is a Giddy Fox.
I'm about to ask you a very hard question. Possibly the hardest
ready.
question you've ever been asked in your life. Are you ready?
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
Tell me, what is your one pick for a returning monster in Monster Hunter Wilds?
That's a great question. I'm definitely going for Banbarrow. My good buddy beaver friend, Banbarrow. I love Banbarrow. Yeah, Banbarrow has become a monster that I've fallen in love with recently. Some might say it's because there's Mushroom Mancer on the armor set for Banbarrow. He's a sweet little beaver with some moose antlers, which is kind of fun. And there's a lot of rivers and water in Wilds. And you know the beaver's got to come in and make the dam, as he did in Iceborne as well. He traverses the whole world. He plugs up all the water to make the ecosystems even better. He's got to show up. He's like the perfect fit.
What I really like about his fight in particular is actually the fact that when he does his little charge, where he like picks up different items, he will pick up something different depending on the terrain. He can pick up a tree and a rock, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, and that's actually my big justification for why Banbarrow's a beaver, because he pushes trees around and he knocks trees over when he's doing that charge attack. And he's always, like, the first mission you fight him in is called the blockade. And so he's actually built a dam in the Iceborne region.
Tails picking Bombaro is perfect to close things up because I think that this is a monster that is underappreciated. His moveset is awesome. He can pick up trees and different kinds of rocks depending on the environment that he's in, and that is just so good. With Wilds having such a heavy focus on the environment that's around you, I think that he would really shine in this game. So I'm gonna say based. Well done. That'll be all for me today. I'm gonna keep this outro short and sweet because this video is long enough as it is. Thank you to all the creators who have participated in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. It was really fun to chat with all of you and get all of your perspectives. Wilds is just around the corner, guys. It's so close. Come on, it's gonna be here before we know it, and I'm just so excited to play with this community. But that's it for me today. You know how it goes. Stay safe, and until we meet again.